Celtic fell flat in a very disappointing 2-0 defeat to Dundee FC this afternoon. Serious questions are continuing to be thrown towards the Celtic hierarchy, and now Brendan Rodgers has fired a warning. We will discuss this in today's video, whilst going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours.
But first, make sure you like this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content.
Brendan Rodgers has revealed what he told his players inside the dressing room following Celtic's disappointing 2-0 defeat to Dundee at Dens Park. The Celtic manager didn't hold back in his post-match comments, insisting that performances like the one on Sunday fall far below the standards expected at the club. Celtic were second best across the pitch as their sluggish display handed Dundee all 3 points. With fan frustration growing and pressure mounting, Rodgers made it clear that his players must show greater responsibility and resilience. He said, "I just said that this is where you really have to be a man. Because at Celtic, it's great from the outside when you're winning trophies and playing great football, but you've got to deal with pressure. Also, the result and performance today isn't good enough. It's not acceptable for Celtic. They've come here a number of times over the years, and that today is not their level. So we have to find it." Rodgers' comments showed clear frustration with his team's mindset as much as their performance. His call for players to be a man summed up the urgency inside the Celtic camp for stronger leadership and accountability when levels drop. The manager's message was simple. Success at Celtic isn't only about talent, it's about attitude. The players now need to prove they can handle the pressure that comes with playing for the club. The loss to Dundee has put even more focus on both effort and mentality within the squad. Rodgers knows character and professionalism will be vital if Celtic are to settle things down and bounce back quickly. For Rodgers, who's been through tough spells at Celtic Park before, this is another moment that tests his leadership, and he'll expect not just a tactical response, but a show of pride from his players. Now for the main story, as Brendan Rodgers appeared to take aim at the Celtic board after Sunday's defeat to Dundee, openly expressing frustration over the lack of attacking reinforcements this season. The Celtic boss admitted his side have lost too much firepower from last year's title-winning squad and suggested he's been left to find solutions without the tools needed to maintain the club's usual standards. The 2-0 defeat at Dens Park has piled pressure on both Rodgers and the board, coming amid growing anger from supporters over a lack of transfer activity and recent performances. Rodgers' comments, comparing his current squad to being handed a Honda Civic and told to drive it like a Ferrari, were a clear message that the summer's recruitment has not been good enough. With key players such as Kyogo Furuhashi, Matt O'Reilly, and Nicholas Kuhn all having left over the past year, Celtic's attack has looked short of quality and depth. Rodgers admitted he must find a way to make the side more dangerous, but made it clear that his options are limited until changes are made at boardroom level. His comments highlight a growing tension within the club, as the manager continues to face questions about ambition, backing, and the direction of the current squad. He said, "We've lost a lot of firepower, a lot of goals out of the team. There's no way you can go into a race, be given the keys to a Honda Civic, and as you take off, be told to drive it like a Ferrari. It's not going to happen. So until something changes, I have to find the solutions because, like I said, goals, speed, everything has come out of the team, and we need to find a way to be better. I just said that this is where you really have to be a man. It looks great from the outside when you're winning trophies and playing great football, but you've got to deal with pressure too. The result and performance today aren't good enough. It's not acceptable for Celtic. I've come here a number of times over the years, and that today was not the level, so we have to find it." Rodgers' comments are among his strongest yet, suggesting growing frustration over Celtic's failure to replace key attackers. The metaphor was no accident, a pointed reminder that he can only work with what he's been given. For many fans, it echoed the same concerns they've voiced for months about a lack of ambition from the boardroom. The defeat at Dundee has only intensified the spotlight on the hierarchy, who are under increasing pressure to deliver meaningful backing in the next transfer window. With the team struggling for goals and rhythm, Rodgers' words will resonate with supporters demanding action rather than excuses. The Celtic boss was careful not to name individuals, but the message was unmistakable. The squad has been weakened, and expectations must reflect that reality. His admission that the performance was not the level shows that accountability lies both on and off the pitch. As pressure builds, Rodgers' post-match comments have thrown the focus squarely onto the club's board. January now looms as a crucial moment for Celtic, not just to strengthen the squad, but to show Rodgers and supporters that lessons have finally been learned. In other news, Chris Sutton has delivered a scathing verdict on Celtic's current attacking options following their defeat to Dundee at Dens Park. The former Celtic striker took to social media after the match, questioning the quality and creativity of Brendan Rodgers' side in the final third. The loss has deepened frustration among supporters after a run of inconsistent performances, with many pointing to the lack of cutting edge compared to recent seasons. Sutton, never one to hold back in his analysis, highlighted how far the team's attacking threat has fallen since the days of Jota, Kyogo, and Giorgos Giakoumakis. Celtic struggled to break down a well-organised Dundee side, failing to register a single goal despite dominating possession. Sutton's comments reflect a growing concern that the current forward line lacks the flair and decisive quality that once defined Celtic's domestic dominance. Posting on X, formerly Twitter, Sutton suggested that the club's recruitment and attacking balance have left Rodgers without the firepower needed to turn tight matches in Celtic's favour. The problem is you can't really see things improving. With respect, it used to be in recent times Jota, Kuhn, O'Reilly, Abada, Giakoumakis, Kyogo. Celtic in the forward area are bang average. Sutton's blunt assessment will strike a chord with fans who have voiced similar frustrations over the club's lack of investment in attacking talent. His comments come as Celtic's recruitment strategy faces heavy criticism following a quiet summer window. The contrast between the vibrant, goal-heavy Celtic sides of recent years and the current squad's struggle to create and convert chances has become increasingly stark. For many, the defeat to Dundee exposed not just a temporary dip in form, but a wider issue with squad depth and quality. Rodgers has acknowledged that performances haven't reached the expected levels, but with the January transfer window still months away, he'll need to find solutions within the current group. Sutton's remarks only add to the growing pressure for change both in personnel and approach if Celtic are to rediscover their attacking spark. As criticism mounts, Rodgers' challenge will be to restore both belief and threat in a side that has set far higher standards in recent years, a task that could define Celtic's season. Lastly, Brendan Rodgers offered a brutally honest assessment of Celtic's shortcomings after Sunday's 2-0 defeat to Dundee, admitting the players at his disposal are not delivering the attacking threat expected of them. The loss at Dens Park leaves Celtic 5 points behind league leaders' Hearts, with key fixtures looming against Sturm Graz and the Tynecastle club in the coming days. Rodgers, speaking after the match, was clear in his frustration as his side once again failed to break down a low block.
What do you think of what we discussed in today's video? Let us know down in the comment section below. Make sure you've liked this video and subscribe to the channel for more Celtic content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.